YouTube, I'm back at you guys with another video, and in this video we're gonna have a bit of a story time. As you can see by the title of the video, yeah, we're gonna get into it. This is gonna be a story time about my worst Tinder date, y'all. In order for me to give y'all like the full story, I gotta give y'all a little backstory. So boom, as you can tell, I met this person off of Tinder. At the time that this story is taking place, I was living in the Houston area for a while with some family. It was the summertime. I make myself a little Tinder account, and see what it's hitting for. So as you know, you got Tinder, you swipe right, that means you like the person. You swipe left, that means you're not fucking with the person. And I'm just on there just swiping right, trying to see what's gonna happen. Because at this time, I don't know if I had a burst of confidence using the app, or if I had low confidence at the time, but it was something. It was something for me to get on fucking Tinder for attention. Who was I at this time? But anyways, I was on Tinder, girl, just scrolling, swiping right on the ones I like, swiping left on the ones I don't like. And I come across this guy I match with. In this story, we're gonna call him Dirtball. I swipe right on Dirtball. So I get off the app immediately after I swipe right and we match, and I go do whatever. So Dirtball messages me, of course, since we matched. He's like, hey, what's up? And so we get to, talking. Eventually, I actually start entertaining him. Cause the whole point of me getting the app, y'all, was just for fun. It was for shits and giggles to see who I could pull. It was more of a confidence boost thing, I feel like, because as soon as I matched with a person, I wouldn't message them or anything like that. It was just more like oh, I matched with them. Yeah, we're not even gonna unpack that situation. But so we started texting off the app, and then eventually, I of course gave him my number. So he gets my number, and we're still texting and going on. I still have the app at this time, and I'm actually feeling dude. He's a nice person. Only problem with him, I would say, was that he's a smoker, and I'm a little bit asthmatic, so I can't smoke. But other than that, he was a good person. We continue to talk, and one day he decides he wants to invite me out somewhere. I'm still in Houston at this time, so he invites me to the beach. This was during, I'm gonna say, this was during the pandemic. So everybody's still in the house and everything. This was the height of the pandemic. So in my mind, I'm not thinking about dating during the pandemic, because it's just people are getting sick, people are dying, people are losing their family members. I'm not thinking about going out to eat and things like that. But he invited me to the beach. Apparently, some of his other friends were going and bringing their girls as well. And I guess he didn't want to feel like the only person that don't got a girl. Loser! So he invites me out, and he's like, hey, a couple of me and my friends are going to the beach. We're going to Galveston today. Do you want to come? And of course, I'm like, no. I didn't want it to get this serious. That's the thing. I wasn't even supposed to be entertaining it this far, and I'm entertaining it this far. Secondly, it's the pandemic. So, and also at this time, I actually was a little bit sick. I wouldn't say I was super sick, COVID sick, but I was not feeling well that weekend that he told me that he wanted to go out. So I tell him, hey, I'm not feeling well. I don't think it's good for me to be out there and be out in the air, and then I'm susceptible to getting more sick. And he's like, okay, and I could tell he was really hurt by it. So it was what it was. And of course, y'all, as y'all know, I am in college. So when summer comes to a close, I of course go back to university. I'm back in school. I'm back in my zone. So I stopped messaging him for a while. Like, it's like our messages started to slow down a lot. So we stopped texting as much as we used to. And I didn't think anything of it. Like, I just thought, you know, I'm going through my life. He's going through his. But Dirtball had a problem with it. He calls me and he's like, hey, you know, you haven't been talking to me like that. What's the issue? What's the dilemma? Like, I just tell him, you know, I'm at university. Like, I have classes from this time to this time. And then after the classes, I have work. I have things like that occupy my time other than, you know, people. It's not anything personal. It's just, I'm lifing right now. I'm in my zone. Like, I'm back in my grooves. I'm thinking he's not taking it personal, and y'all, like, I had to cut him loose. So I told him, hey, I don't think it's good for us to be talking. I'm not emotionally available, one. I'm not available time-wise. I'm not available to come down there, like, anything. Because at this point, it became a long-distance relationship. I'm not against long-distance relationships, but I just feel like it's not fair to the other person when they have more time to dedicate to you than you do to them. And they're like sitting and waiting around for you to make moves, and you're not. I just thought it was the best choice at the time. Of course, Dirtball was hurt by this, but you know.
It is what it is.
So we stopped talking. Now that's the backstory. So let's get into the meat and the bone. After our little breakup, Dirtball hits me up, random as fuck. And he's like, you know, hey, how are you? Just checking in on you because I know we haven't talked in like forever. You know, I still see you on social media. And, you know, at first I was not going to text him back, y'all. I was not. But I feel like the way that we had left things was just so awkward. Like, I feel like I almost had to text him back because it's just like I'm the one that broke it off. So I kind of felt bad. So I text him back and I'm like, you know, hey, everything's good over here. I'm glad that you know, still care for me, you know, things like that. Like, I'm happy to hear from you and hear that you're doing well as well. So, you know, things are copacetic. Things are cool between us. Like, it's cool. I'm thinking, you know, we just catching up. But y'all, I don't know how I fell into this trap, but I fell right into it. We continue to talk for some days. Like, at this point, we're texting every day and night. He calls me, I call back, you know, we call each other. I never, you know, think nothing of it. And one day we get on the phone and Dirtball is like, you know, we've been talking for some time. I feel like you should, let me take you out. Now, see, that's where I was just like, okay. Like, I'm leading him on. I really did like Dirtball. I did not expect it to go this far. I don't know what it is with me. Like, I'm entertaining you, but I don't only want to keep it as an entertainment for me. And then after the entertainment, I just don't want nothing. I don't want it to go that far. Linking, going on a date, that's a little too far for me. At this time, of course. I'm not like this anymore. I was a little bit younger. But I'm just like, okay, you know. And around the time I did have my car, you know, I had transportation. I could get out there. I could go out there. So I'm like, okay, you know, just let me know when you want to take me out and I'll make that trip. So mind you, I live at my college. He lives in the Houston area. So it's a commute. It's about an hour and some change depending on where that person is located. Eventually, maybe a week had passed after this phone call. I made plans for me to come out there. So he's telling me, you know, like, I really want to take you on a date. We can go and see a movie and hang out at the house. I can cook for you. I want to make this like really special since we never have actually linked. Like, we talk on the phone all the time. We know each other. Like, at this point, what are we doing? I'm hearing him out and everything. I'm like, okay. I hear you. You do have a point. So I'm gonna make my way up there. So y'all, I packed my things. I done told my friend, one of my closest friends at the time. We're gonna call her Tailbone. I was telling Tailbone about everything, and I was, of course, like, Tailbone, she's just like, you're meeting this guy for the first time, going by yourself, staying at their house. You're crazy. You're insane. She automatically was like, not here for it. And I was like, you can have my location. You know, everything's gonna be cool. Like, y'all, I should have thought. I should have used my fucking noggin. I should have listened to Tailbone. But you know, like, when you're young and you're dumb, you do young, dumb things. So don't judge me, okay? Don't fucking judge me. I don't need that right now. I had left like maybe midday there. Like, it was like a gated community. So I'm like, oh, okay, you know, he living right. Because I really didn't know where the fuck I was going to be at. I didn't know what side of town he was on. I didn't know, like, if it was a residential area or if it was, like, townhomes or anything like that. So when I pulled up, I was so surprised. Like, they had a gate. You had to put the little code in and everything like that. But I feel like I'm not a city girl. So this is, like, a new to me. So I get up there. I put the code in the gate. And the gate opens and everything like that. And I pull in. And it's some nice, like, townhomes, y'all. Like, I'm assuming, like, every building was, like, a 2-story. So, like, there's these columns of buildings, like, 2-story little buildings. And then they had, like, some parking at the back and this one strip where you could park on the side of the road. And you would be good. And they had, like, the little parks cut out for that. So, I park and I parallel park in one of the side parks near his house. He comes and meets me at the front of his apartment complex. And I get out and everything, and he comes up to the car, he gives me a hug, everything's cool. So y'all, we get to his door, and everything's really nice. Like, I'm coming inside. He has 2 big ass dogs. They're in the cage or whatever. So he puts them up because they're like hella aggressive. And immediately when you walk in, like, he has the couch over here, like, it's a kitchen area, and then there's a room back there on the far left side by the stairs. His room is up the stairs. So we go up the stairs, and I want to say 3 rooms upstairs. It's one where you come directly, then his room, then the bathroom, then another room. So we go to his room, and immediately when I walked in,
I try not to kiss myself. Did you see me on TV?